Hike your own hike, nomad your own nomad. Experiment with the options of this unique lifestyle so you know what works for you, and get out there and do it. Hey y'all, welcome to my outdoor office. It's maybe 73 degrees, no humidity, well, not none, but nothing I can feel. I call it baby powder weather when it's not sticky. I have been doing some more Discover Pass camping, specifically in the Olympic Peninsula, where I got to fall in love with the ocean. Just can't describe it, but I'll try. And just water in general was phenomenal. So lots of great images to share, and some tips and tricks of how to manage getting a good spot in these places that are first come, first serve. So here we go. I pulled out my trusty DNR map for Discover Pass opportunities, looked at what was available for campgrounds in the Olympic Peninsula, and found rave reviews for the Ely River Campground. So that's what I picked. I met a friend there who just happened to grab the last available site for that day, so I was thrilled to be able to stay there. We had just enough room for both of our vehicles in the site, right on the river, which I guess does have somewhat of a musical quality, although it was really loud. We had to sit right next to each other over the campfire to be able to hear each other. And there is this great trail from the campground to the Strait of Juan de Fuca, who was a Greek who changed his name when he sailed for the Spaniards. Some days were sunny and some days were overcast like this. Somebody was actually surfing. Here was a grand poobah of the Joyce General Store, post office, and laundromat. All of the necessary modern conveniences in one spot. The second mesmerizing body of water we were close to was Lake Crescent. Just out of this world in terms of color of the water and how peaceful it was there. You could access it via the Spruce Railroad Trail, for instance, which obviously they've reclaimed and made into a hiking trail. Lots of ways to enjoy it, including bicycling and bungee jumping from a certain spot where there's a tunnel. You're gonna be famous?
All right.
Another way to access it was going for a hike to Marymere Falls with another stellar view. Or you could just pull over at one of several spots going either direction around the lake and just sit there. I sat here several evenings waiting for the temperature to start to lower from the upper 80s, lower 90s to make it possible to sleep back at camp. After 7 days, we had to move on to the next campground, which we decided on Bear Creek, which was about 30 minutes away. And we were fortunate enough to each be able to get a campsite there. The Soul Duck River ran right next to the campground, and there was a great trail that ran along the river. I hiked it several days and never quite got to the end. I guess I'll have to go back and find it, but it's a beautiful spot. One of the required skill sets of being a nomad is figuring out how to deal with the heat in your particular rig, with your particular insulation or cooling systems, and how to survive. So luckily I had both the Pacific Ocean and the Strait of Juan de Fuca available to me to literally lower the temperature at least 25 degrees between inland and going to the water. I've been to the ocean before, but not for an extended period of time like we were here for a week. So this was my first dose of ocean medicine that really seeped into my soul. My second encounter with the ocean magic was at Lalaloch looking for the Tree of Life, which, okay, it was interesting, but there were other trees along the beach that I thought were just as compelling, and if not more artful, for lack of a better term. And then the beach. By far my favorite was Beach 2 in the same area because the parking lot was very small, so there weren't many people around. And it was great for looking at rocks and keeping a handful that caught your eye. I went to hike up the trail to Cape Flattery, the northwesternmost point of the nation, on a Saturday when there were lots of people around. So it wasn't as enjoyable an experience as the beaches previously had been, but it was beautiful nonetheless. My final session of beach medicine was at Shi Shi Beach, which is off of Neah Bay and requires a visitor's recreation permit from the Makah Nation. Very well worth it. Happy to support those folks. They have a great cultural museum. And enjoyed that trek except for these mud pits that were scattered throughout, 6 or 7 of them, that were challenging. And after my hike, I looked up some reviews of folks who were not real happy about that. It was possible to get through without sinking up to your ankles in the mud, but it would have been nice to not have to deal with it at all. The trail itself, the rest of it was beautiful. Also lower temperature compared to inland, so I was really happy to be out there. Once you get down to the beach, you can see what people have pulled off of the beach to get all this trash away from the beach. It's kind of a ghostly little encampment, it looks like, but nobody's staying here. So thanks to whoever gets this trash off the beach and leaves this pristine. It's possible to camp overnight on this beach, and I passed lots of folks with backpacks, tents, food, water on their way to the beach. If I had known, I think I might have wanted to do that myself. How to make your camping experience the best possible. Number 1, respect the critters. There were signs like these up everywhere reminding us that they were here first, and do what you need to do to be safe and be good stewards. Number 2, using the Discover Pass to utilize the campgrounds for basically 8 cents a day. We honored the 7-day stay limit and moved every Monday. Not sure if that was pure dumb luck, but we were able to find campsites in the high season in July and August. Number 3, depending on your preferences, you might like being in the backcountry, driving 5, 10, 15 miles on Forest Service roads to get to a campground, or you might prefer being near town. Check ahead so you know what you're going to be dealing with. I hope that was helpful information to get you started using the Washington State Discover Pass. It's a great deal, and there's so much out here to enjoy. See you down the road, and get out there and do it.